Hey everybody, this is Dr. William Clark here, and before we jump into our show, I wanted to share a resource with you that can help you get your podcasting off the ground. Anchor is the one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it is 100% free and really easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad to you. So if you want to get started with podcasting and you want to make it as simple as possible, go ahead and visit anchor.fm/start. Now, let's jump into our show. Hey everyone, welcome to the Dr. William Clark podcast. I am your host, Dr. William Clark. I'm glad to be with you back in the saddle. Earlier in this week, we podcasted in our long-form podcast talking about, of many topics, why you should just go ahead and just jump into fundraising and start doing fundraising and grant writing and all that good stuff. And that's hard for a lot of people to receive. Over the years, I have learned that people have a propensity, a desire, a preference to just engage in long-term planning and just do that and tweak those long-term plans without actually testing or doing anything of substance. And they'll look up years later, months later, quarters later, realizing that they didn't do a thing, and they will be hypercritical of themselves, hypercritical of their process, and still, even then, still don't do anything to move the needle relative to fundraising. In our long-term podcast, I shared the thought that it's important for you to go ahead and just do something. You have an idea for your nonprofit, whether it's an established nonprofit, mature nonprofit, startup nonprofit, ministry, business, etc., and you want to find funding for that thing, that business. It's important for you to just to go ahead and launch. Now, I share that concept for many, many, many reasons. One of which, having personal experience in doing this, I know the importance of doing exactly what I'm sharing with you. That is to go ahead and launch the idea that's in your mind. The big reason behind launching something immediately is because of this idea called rapid prototyping. Back in the day, when you wanted to prototype or build something, you might remember this, where you had to write long business plans, you had to go through an extensive testing period internally, and after a number of years of just testing and pushing the product to its limit, and then finally releasing it to the public, some companies realized that after all these years and all the millions of dollars we spent, that we could have put this out in the public as is and got the feedback we got, whether good, bad, or indifferent, where we could have gotten immediate sales, we could have gotten immediate rejection, and could have made some changes immediately. And there have been changes in business over, I guess, the last decade or so, even longer, where it is encouraged for you as nonprofit leaders and small business owners, mid-sized business owners, large business owners, to go ahead, pilot ideas, test it out, and see how the market responds. And so when I give you the advice and the guidance that you should strongly consider going ahead and doing fundraisers, going ahead and doing grant writing, and just doing it and tweaking along the way, it is with this in mind that you are doing this so you can get immediate feedback. The feedback you get from doing what you do right now will position you to get better. And this is why you can tweak along the way, because as you put yourself out there and you let people know what you stand in need of or what you're trying to offer in exchange for a grant or a partnership or a sponsorship, they can tell you, yeah, I like this idea and here is money, right? A grant or some sort of sponsorship dollars, a partnership, etc. Or I like the idea, but you didn't sell me because of fill in the blank. And that immediate feedback can cause you to go back, tweak it, and go on to the next potential prospect and make your offer. This is why you want to go ahead and test out your fundraising ideas. You may sound crazy, you may look crazy, and my hope is that you try to take some of the crazy out of it before you hit the marketplace, but you want to do whatever you can do just to plan right now and to make it happen almost immediately. You want to get that feedback, you want to get the results, you want to get everything you can right now from the marketplace so that you can tweak it along the way and improve the process of closing people, bringing people on board, giving people the opportunity to sponsor you, to give you funding, to give you support and partnerships. This is why it's vital. And so as you are listening to this podcast and you're getting your midweek check-in, or you're trying to plan out for the rest of this week and close out this week and get ready for the next week and plan for the rest of the month and the rest of this quarter, would you take on this challenge of going ahead and just testing your idea, putting it out there? I know you've been working on a plan for forever, and I know you're arguing me down right now and telling me it's not ready yet. But when will you ever be ready? When is the perfect time to actually launch an idea, launch a concept, launch a vision, launch a project, launch launch anything? When is the perfect time? And to be honest with you, I'm going to give you the honest truth. There is no perfect time to do anything. There is no perfect time to enter into the market. There's no perfect time to buy real estate. There's no perfect time to get married. There's no perfect time to have children. There is no perfect time to fundraise. There is no perfect time for anything. Anything can happen at any time. And because you're looking for the perfect time to talk to the right funder at the right time, at the right moment, with the right pitch, you, my friend, will miss many opportunities that could have been afforded to you had you just made your way to the marketplace and just launched. You would never know how many opportunities you left behind because you weren't there to know that they weren't for you. I mean, to just take a moment before we end this podcast. How many opportunities, fundraising opportunities, grant opportunities, etc., have you left behind, have you missed because you were waiting for the right time, the right moment, the right situation, the right whatever? And I'm encouraging you in this podcast and in this entire show that we've been recording for a handful of years now. You cannot wait for the perfect time for anything. You have to get up and do something right now. You got fundraising goals, start working on it right now. You have goals that you want to achieve that will benefit your community and your customers, start executing it right now. Come on, family. If I was your coach, we would be working on this right now. It is about the right now. It's about seizing the moment. It's about seizing the opportunity that is right in front of you. If you're not allowing yourself to do that, you are losing out on so much. And in fact, I'm going to encourage you and challenge you to take advantage of something right now. I'm going to encourage you to take advantage of the opportunity to be a part of the grant writing one-on-one masterclass that I have made available to everyone around the country. All you got to do is go to mysixfigurefunding.com. You can register for the grant writing one-on-one masterclass. It is a class worth its weight. It is worth the price. It is over 11 hours of teaching and coaching, tools, books, resources, etc. that I am using today to generate millions of dollars in grant revenue. I believe that you should take advantage of this opportunity because there is no better opportunity than right now. You can make a change and a difference in your fundraising. In fact, you can position your nonprofit to triple its results and build multiple six-figure programs that can benefit your community. Join me at mysixfigurefunding.com. We look forward to working with you, partnering with you, learning with you as you jump into your fundraising and your grant writing and start to get it done. This is the Dr. William Clark Podcast. We will see you in the next show. Peace.